I interpreted the Prince tribute at the ASL Energy Center. I was a huge Prince fan. The day that we found out that he died, I was at work and I wanted to go home. I was like, I couldn't function. I thought, what? How? That's not even possible. And so when I had the opportunity to interpret that tribute concert, I was thrilled. I was so excited to be there and, be able to interpret his music, even though he wasn't there. Sometimes I had to tell myself, like, wait, he's not going to be there. American Sign Language it's a language all in itself. It's not English. A lot of people think when we're interpreting English word order, and it's sign to word exact English, and it's not. ASL has a language all of its own. It has its own syntax, and it's just and we say we interpret because it's not translation. We're not translating word for word. We're interpreting. We take a chunk of meaning and we interpret that. And so sometimes, especially when you do music or theater, it's hard because you want to do how I interpret music or how I interpret the song. And I think songs sometimes have different meanings for different people. So sometimes that can be a challenge because I feel like I'm putting out there what I'm interpreting the song to mean, and sometimes the song means something different for someone else. So when you're interpreting as an ASL interpreter, you kind of become the other person. You become the person that you're interpreting for. So let's say it's a musician or someone who's speaking. I'm conveying what they're saying or singing or what they're emoting through American Sign Language to the deaf consumers. And sometimes because deaf people just aren't profoundly deaf. There's a range. There are some people who are hard of hearing or late deafened, so they may have heard some of the music before. So sometimes you want to do what we call you freeze the text. So like maybe during a chorus or maybe during a really popular song, you'll just sign the words that are there, that are like the chorus, Purple Rain. A lot of people know that song. So you want to convey that that's the song. So you're kind of teetering between interpreting the song and interpreting the actual words to the song. And I've seen deaf people sign poetry and music more beautiful than I can ever imagine myself doing it as an interpreter. I mean, it's my second language. ASL is my second language. It's not my native language, but a deaf person, if we show them a song or a poem and they kind of know the song and know how it sounds, if it's fast or slow. I've seen deaf people put music into sign language so beautifully, and I wish we could do that more. I wish we could have more deaf interpreters do more theater and music. That concert was really difficult because normally when you do a concert, there's a set list, and we can find the set list online, and we can practice a little bit and split up the songs. Where this one, we arrived at the show and it was 4 pages of a set list, and things were changing as it was going, and it was just parts of songs sometimes, and you didn't know which part of the song. And the most important thing is we just want to give deaf people access to what hearing people have access to. So if hearing people are going to a concert and they're experiencing this loss of Prince, deaf people should be able to go to that concert as well and have access. And that's why we're there. We provide access to the deaf community. The one thing about the show that was kind of funny is the other interpreter, Mary Barrymore, who's fantastic. We realized that, wow, I mean, obviously we knew this already, but Prince has a lot of really sexy songs. Mm-hmm. And Mary said, I'm not doing any of those. So I said, okay, I'll take on all the sexy songs. And there are a lot of them. So it's funny because you'll see other people in the audience kind of look over like, what's the interpreter doing for that? Sometimes you have to put your sexy on and it's a sexy song. That's what Prince, that's what the song's about. You got to do it.